Here at HITC Sevens, we often look for a quirky angle, maybe relating to something in the news or just a topic we think you might be interested in. But it was recently suggested that we should do a video on who we feel are the 7 greatest footballers of all time. It was a pretty daunting task, but we decided to give it a go. When you talk about the history of football, there are not just tens but hundreds of world-class players, but we're pretty happy with our 7. Here are our 7 greatest footballers of all time. Ronaldo. You don't get a nickname like the Phenomenon without good reason, and Ronaldo Luis Nazario de Lima really was a phenomenon. In his early years with PSV and Barcelona, he was absolutely explosive. There's probably no player in history who a defender would least like to be isolated in a one-on-one situation with. Ronaldo set world record fees twice, both before he'd even turned 21. He ended up having a few serious injuries, and later in his career he had fitness and weight struggles, but his technique and ability in front of goal was still superb. He scored 352 goals in 518 games at club level and 62 goals in 98 games for Brazil. A 2-time World Cup and Ballon d'Or winner, Ronaldo was the all-time leading scorer at World Cup finals up until 2014. Were it not for injuries, he could be higher in this 7. Johan Cruyff. Arguably the greatest European footballer of them all, Johan Cruyff changed the face of football. The talisman of an Ajax side which won 3 European Cups and a Dutch side which came bitterly close to winning the World Cup, Cruyff was an artist with the ball at his feet. Marco van Basten described him as technically perfect and claimed that he turned his attention to tactics as he perfected the technical side of the game by the age of 20. Thank God he did, as Cruyff ended up revolutionising the beautiful game, leading to 2 of the greatest golden generations we've ever seen at Ajax and Barcelona. A 3-time Ballon d'Or winner, Cruyff is a sure inclusion in this 7. Alfredo di Stéfano. You could make a case for every one of the top 6 in this list being the greatest footballer of all time, and that's certainly the case with Alfredo di Stéfano. The most complete player the game has ever seen, there was virtually nothing the Blonde Arrow couldn't do on a football pitch. The greatest player to never grace a World Cup, Real Madrid would be a shadow of their current selves were it not for the signing of Di Stéfano back in 1953. The Argentine scored 487 goals in 669 games during his career, winning 5 European Cups and 2 Ballon d'Ors. Cristiano Ronaldo. We are lucky to have witnessed, and still be witnessing, 2 of the greatest players of all time right now. Cristiano Ronaldo is one of them. He arrived at Manchester United in 2003 as a skinny teenager with a handful of tricks and a poor complexion. He left, 6 years later, as an absolute monster, physically perfect, incredibly prolific, capable of scoring every type of goal, and with an unquenchable thirst to be the best player on the planet. Ronaldo has scored 536 goals in 728 games to date, winning 4 Champions Leagues and 4 Ballon d'Ors. Diego Maradona. Natural ability, a burning desire to win, and frighteningly explosive, Diego Maradona had it all, and the form he showed at the 1986 World Cup is probably the peak level reached by any footballer in the history of the game. El Diego transformed an OK Napoli team into Italian champions, and a decent Argentina team into world champions. An incredible talent, Maradona really was unplayable on his day. More of an attacking midfielder than an out-and-out forward, he scored 312 goals in 590 games at club level, and 34 in 91 for Argentina. Pele. It's near enough impossible to split the top 2 in this 7, and we wouldn't put up much of an argument with anyone who claimed Pele was the greatest footballer to have ever lived. The Brazilian boy wonder was so far ahead of his time, he was doing things on a football pitch that wouldn't become commonplace for decades, and even then, few players could replicate them with the same degree of joy and genius as Pele. He won his first World Cup at 17 as Brazil's top scorer in Sweden, and he scored a brace in the final. He went on to become the first and still the only player to have won 3 World Cups. He was the star man in 3 of the greatest sides to ever take to the field, in 2 generations of Brazilian excellence and a fine Santos team. Eccentric, prolific, and thrilling to watch, Pele scored a total of 619 goals in 638 games in officially recognised club matches, and 77 goals in 92 games for Brazil. When the Ballon d'Or announced their new winners to include non-Europeans, Pele was chosen as the winner for 7 years, a new record. Lionel Messi. Has Messi eclipsed Pele? Maybe, possibly, just about we think yes. The diminutive Argentine is frighteningly good. Since making his Barcelona debut at 17, it's been clear that Messi is one of the most technically gifted players we've ever been lucky enough to see. Since then though, he has worked on every aspect of his game which could be found wanting. His penalties and set pieces, which were questionable at one time, are now tremendous. His playmaking abilities, whilst always good, are now on a different level. He is probably the finest playmaker in world football. His vision and passing are superb, and despite being an unselfish player, he still scores over 50 goals most seasons. It's for this reason that we give Lionel Messi top spot. 91 goals in a calendar year, 73 goals in a season, and 5 Ballon d'Ors, the records are still tumbling for Messi, who is now 30. He has a career total of 522 goals in 596 games for Barcelona. So that's it for our top 7, but particularly honourable mentions go to Franz Beckenbauer, Michel Platini, Romario, Jose Manuel Moreno, Frank Puskas, Garrincha, and Eusebio. Thanks for watching, let us know your all-time top 7s in the comments, give us a like if you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to HITC Sevens.